We have a new Shonen Jump manga called Astro Royale, and it's by the Tokyo Revengers mangaka. And guess what? I haven't read Tokyo Revengers. I know a lot about the series, I know a lot of spoilers, but I haven't read it. So I'm gonna read this and have no bias towards it and just read it for the story and see how it turns out. The chapter starts off by meeting the main character, Hibaru. He works for the Yakuza and he's trying to act hard, but we know he's a little softy. And he lets the grams off easy, and then we meet this next character. And his name is Terasu, and they are brothers, and he says today is their dad's funeral. And then they pull up to the funeral and they meet their other brother, Ku. He's just the bully character. He's gonna be an antagonist in the future for sure. They get to the funeral, a lot of people are there, and we meet a bunch of the other brothers. They all want to be the head of the gang, but Hibaru is the one who's been chosen. But when he gets up to say his acceptance speech, he says actually Terasu will be the leader of the gang. Terasu is shocked and everybody's saying he's a liar, his father didn't say this, and people are just pissed. They both pull out like their special items, I guess. This is a bullet, this is a necklace right here, and Hibaru says that they're gonna help shape the future. He grabs it, there's a flashback of his father, and he's punching, and he says his fist is a bullet. His father says if you want to master the ways of Yakuza, you have to have a chivalrous heart and help the weak and stand up against the strong. He had a soft spot and adopted many people into their family, and eventually they would get into the Yakuza. They weren't even blood related, but their bond is so strong, it was called the Diamond Bond. The whole gang was just getting bigger and more popular and just getting a lot more opportunities, meeting more people, but eventually, Hibaru finds out his father is in the hospital. He finds out that he's dying and maybe somebody kills him because he's so high in the Yakuza gang, he was killed. And he tells Hibaru that he wants him to be the leader of the gang and Terasu will be his underboss. And then he passes on the family pendants, a bullet, and a shield. They are the sword and shield of this family. They must keep it together. He dies and he entrusts the gang to them too. They're talking about the future of this gang and what it means, and then they go outside because they know meteors are there and they see him up in the sky and everybody's in awe. And he makes a wish to become the strongest Yakuza ever, and he holds the bullet. Then they notice they're getting a little close to the ground and everybody starts panicking because the meteor hits the ground and everything explodes, sending all types of debris their way, and a building comes at them. And Terasu pushes Hibaru out the way, and then Hibaru goes into some type of vision and somebody's speaking and they say he shall be gifted with the power he seeks because his pendant is connected to the stars, and they call him Astro. He wakes up and he's like, where's Terasu? He sees he's under the building and he starts tripping. Terasu's goal was to protect the family, and now he's like, Terasu, no, and he's like, dang it, and he punches at the building. He hurts his hand, but he grabs the bullet. And then he has a vision and his dad says turn that heart into a bullet, and he grabs it and clenches into a fist. And he says shoot right through this area, and he says imagine having the strongest fist in the world. And he thinks of his arm as a pistol and it transforms. And he's saying how his arm is compared to how a gun works. When the gunpowder in his arm ignites, we see another transformation. His fist becomes a bullet. He punches the whole building off of Terasu. He was under the building the whole time and he was fine. He was hiding in a hole. You see a cool drawing right here of his powers. It's like, what the hell is this? They have their reunion. They see how messed up the world is. And then Hibaru passes out. Then we see all types of people getting powers because they wished upon the star. And the chapter ends off with Terasu helping up Hibaru. Yeah, this was the first chapter and so far it's pretty good. There are some moments that are like, how did that happen? That seems kind of cheap. But other than that, it's pretty good. Like, I think the art looks good, and I haven't watched Tokyo Revengers, so I'm not going to have any bias. I want to see where the story goes and see what the main character does. It's going to be coming out every week, so might as well read this. Let me know, guys, what you think of it.